Our duty as soldiers is to protect humanity, whatever the cost.
I will continue my campaign against the humans.
That's not going to happen.
Chief! If he leads the Covenant fleet to Earth, they won't stand a chance. You have to stop him.
You're up, Nico.
You know I got you covered, asshole.
Try not to get us killed on the way there.
Sorry, Nico. Take your time. Go home already.
Hey, do you do parties? Perfect timing.
Games play best on Xbox One. Games play best on Xbox One.
So you're awake. Looks like death is not your fate. Just yet. Some time has passed since I found you. Your master still lives. They'll soon make use of his bloodline. The limb you have lost will give way to something more useful. You'll learn to appreciate its worth. Your death won't come easily.
How could this have happened here? Of all the capitals, of all the nations on Earth, none more vigilant, safeguarded, prepared. Was it vanity? Bad luck? Or something more sinister? One thing is beyond question. This is where we push back. This is our defining moment. If we fail, our nation falls. We are the free world's last line of defense.
Games play best on Xbox One.
Gentlemen, clean out your ears and listen. The truth is, boys, you all may have joined for your own personal reasons. Following your friends. For adventure. For fun. Ha! Some of you may even believe in this war.
The German's name was Kurt, and he wasn't there for the fighting. He was a father, only there to find his son. Missing in action.
The boy's name was Harry, a Canadian, a photographer. He reminded me of my boy. So young. He should never have been at war.
But none of that matters. No one cares. The only one that does care about you here is me. If you do what I say, I promise to protect you. If not, I'll kill you all myself. So, if you're lucky, and you make the right decisions, you might just make it home. Alive.
Paris, Hokkaido, Sapienza. We loved creating these and all of our Hitman Season 1 missions as much as we hope you enjoyed exploring them, which is why we're happy to announce that all these missions will be made available to play within Hitman 2 and updated with all the new features and improvements of our new game. This will define the past, present, and future of Hitman. This is the world of assassination. Hitman 2 is our most ambitious game in the Agent 47 universe yet, and the world of assassination ensures that all our new features across AI, combat, gameplay items, graphics improvements, and new game modes will be available across all of Season 1 content as well. Stun an embassy guard with a flash grenade. Blend into the fashion crowd to avoid watchful eyes. Sneak up on your prey in new ways. Use a dart gun to avoid collateral damage. Remember to stay clear of mirrors. And use your new briefcase to smuggle illegal items, like a sniper rifle. Challenge our new combat AI. Get vital information and enjoy higher character fidelity and better looking crowds. As we improve Hitman 2, we improve all of the world of assassination. Everything from Season 1 onward will now live under one ever-expanding roof, with fresh concepts and live content being consistently released to the community. It's not just about adding new missions. New game modes will be expanded as well, and our recently introduced Sniper Assassin mode will receive new maps alongside the main game, giving you even more ways to creatively eliminate your targets. Finally, as a big thank you for your support, Season 1 owners will get all the remastered and enhanced Season 1 locations for free. Here at IO Interactive, we're incredibly excited about the world of assassination. It's a brave new adventure for us, and we look forward to sharing more details soon. From Paris in Hitman Season 1, all the way to the end of Hitman 2, it's one continuous experience. It's a world that will never stop growing and never stop challenging you.
Let me ask you, in your mind, what do you see? I see everything. Every detail, every combination, every possible outcome. To find the truth. My name is Samuel Higgs, and this is my mind. The problem with the mind is, you're not always alone. Because everywhere you go, well, there we are. Right, Sammy boy?
If you've been wondering what's been missing from your summer fun, wonder no more. You can enjoy 3 of Terra's festival events to wrap up the summer. At specific times during the day, the BAMs come out to play. Talk to Lane in the freeholds and place wagers on which of 2 BAMs will win in a head-to-head matchup. If your BAM wins, you'll get a piece of the purse, more golden tickets, which you can sell back to the bookies when you're ready to cash out. Just outside the Bamarama Arena, the Freeholds Harvest Festival is going on. The return of Rootstock brings back such events as Kick Bail, the Pigling Rodeo, cooking up potent food to power your way through battles, and a whole festival worth of daily event quests. Players of level 18 and higher can join in the festivities as Baba Tuwangis turns 7 years old. Play drum away or hide and seek, participate in daily quests, or just soak in the atmosphere of the Tuwangi Mire. New achievements are available for the Rootstock Festival. Once you have completed them all, you'll unlock the Eat, Drink, Cook, Enjoy Rootstock achievement and be rewarded with a temporary Moon Silk carpet. You can get the permanent version if you completed all the achievements from both Rootstock and the Summer Festival. We hope you have fun, enjoy Rootstock.
We have been talking about a Halo arcade game for years. Actually, the seed of that conversation is a Halo pinball machine, which we still haven't made. So the idea has always been knocking around in the back of our heads.
Just what would it mean to take Halo out of sort of the console and PC world and bring it, I guess, out into the wild?
I want to say I approached Microsoft about working on a Halo arcade game probably 6 years ago.
The idea has been around for forever, but I think without that move from Raw Thrills, we would never have found what the right vehicle for that was.
I got called up to the front of the office and I was just asked, would you like to make a Halo game? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to make a Halo game. Who does not want to make a Halo game?
Number one thing that Raw Thrills and Play Mechanics pride ourselves on is that we are arcade game makers. We understand arcade games. Our company creates games from concept through software, hardware, mechanical, and then all the way to manufacture.
Raw Thrills, they bring really extraordinary expertise in making arcade game experiences, which is new for us.
And I think we get really literal when we think about games and, you know, how would you solve for an FPS in an arcade game? If you go to arcades, you'll find there really aren't a lot of traditional first-person shooters.
How do we take our video game and really distill it down to a fun, bombastic adventure?
So when we hooked up with the guys at Raw Thrills and Play Mechanics, they immediately felt it was a gun game.
The format of this game is something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. So when Halo showed up, this sort of bottled up idea I've been sitting on for years had a place. It had a place that made sense. An arcade game is a physical, big game that sits in a location. And to do that, it takes lots of people and lots of different types of work and effort to get us to that point. See, normally I'm doing software, which is mainly what I do.
This is what the actual camera is going to look like?
And software starts first, right? So in software, we come up with the imagery of the game.
This is our G7 engine.
The ideas of the game, the tempo and the pace of the game. What are the sort of key elements that the gameplay is going to be?
Yeah, there's the impact. There's nothing we can do.
You know, we put a lot of effort into capturing all the little details of Halo.
So I am currently creating the effects for the Scarab in our engine. It's all recreated from scratch.
And it takes us a lot of effort to capture, to create it, so that the players, specifically the fans, can appreciate, you know, that we are really trying to give them a true Halo experience.
It was a lot of research. A lot of it relied on, actually, I have an Xbox hooked up to my PC with a capture card on it, and I would capture all the different effects, essentially making it look like it was taken out of a Halo game, but it's all recreated from scratch.
Captain Keyes.
Good to see you, Master Chief.
Set in the same time frame as Halo Combat Evolved.
I'm initiating Cold Protocol Article 2. We're abandoning the Autumn.
Captain Keyes is placing the Pillar of Autumn in Combat Alert Alpha.
And we follow Fire Team Raven. That ends up, they are on the Pillar of Autumn.
And the fire team obviously made perfect sense.
So we're really an offshoot team that's fighting a big battle just to support Master Chief.
Revenant forces are moving in on the Pillar of Autumn wreckage. Let's help push them back, Raven.
This is our development station. We design the game on this, we make the game on this, we test the game on this, we play the game on this. You know, our goal is to have 4 people enjoying the game, but also have a crowd of people behind it viewing it. We position them around these 2 gigantic 65-inch screens. From this player right here, he can shoot right here, or he can turn the gun this way and point all the way down over there, which is about a 9-foot span across, so that we could create an experience that will truly represent what the game will be like when it's finished.
Basically imagine the width of 4 players sitting on a couch, and that's the cabinet with a giant screen that's right there. It's a really visceral experience.
Usually we get, I would say, 30, 40% into the game, then the mechanical engineers come in.
We have a mechanical design department that basically goes through designing the cabinet tree, the control works, anything like that.
Right now you're looking at the very close to final version of the Halo cabinet. So in our world we have to make things that hold up to abuse, to liquid spills. There's all kinds of things that we have to deal with in the coin-op world. We have a responsibility to make these things work for average, large, small. Everybody needs to be able to control the gun, to control it comfortably, and to be able to obviously get in and out of the cabinet without problems.
The video game cabinet is made out of wood, so it's all these different pieces that are cut to size, cut to shape, routed, and then glued together and nailed together or screwed together.
So all of that needs to get assembled in its final state at the manufacturing facility. And there they will get all the hardware necessary, the I/O board, the monitors, the computer, the gun control. Our goal was to get this thing as big and bright as possible so that in any location you can't miss it.
I'm about to be joined by some of our Halo friends from 343 Industries, but first, check this out.
The unit itself is awesome.
But I mean, this thing is the biggest arcade game I've ever seen.
The Halo Fireteam Raven arcade cabinet is nothing if not imposing.
It is literally like 11 feet by 11 feet by 11 feet. 130 inches 4K screen.
What?
4-player sit-down co-op.
It's really neat because it is 2 screens, but you can shoot across both of them.
Yeah.
And so having that extra space is really important when you're trying to like steal kills on the other side of the screen.
And by the way, we've got some awesome, pretty robust leaderboards now on Halo Waypoints. You can actually generate a QR code. You can scan that QR code. You can actually sign in under your gamer tag at the arcade. It's really awesome. That's like super next level.
Yeah, right. I dreamt of that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
We love to go out to the locations and watch people playing the game. That's our payoff.
Took me back to the days of Halo CE where you would have to go together to a room to play together.
We really took literally the old LAN couch experience of Combat Evolved and put it into public space.
When I want people to see this, I want them to be shocked that somebody actually built this thing. And I want this game to be everything. Big, exciting, epic. Wait, what did you say?
I don't know what you said.
The Los Angeles Lakers select.
Hey, Corey. I'm drowning out here, man. Help me.
Don't be naive, AI. You're not ready.
Everybody's waiting for you, so let's get started, please.
You held your own with Han Chi. People are starting to take notice.
Have a seat. Welcome to the Mad Ants, son.
Do you have a social media manager? Because I could be your social media manager.
Hey, yo, new guy. Here's what you need to know. The Summers.
4 seasons with the Bulls, 6 with the Heat.
Yeah,
now I'm a Mad Ant.
The winners.
Does that make sense?
I think...
Doesn't really, now that I say it out loud.
It's my team. It's never going to be yours.
Knock it off!
What you want to do?
Oh, come on, man. Get a prize. The girl you're trying to impress here.
You heard him. Impress me.
You never cared about anyone but yourself, AI. And until you do, this is exactly as far as you'll go.
You want to get to the next level? This is what you have to do.
Let's see who scores the most points tonight.
Look, enough talk. Let's play.
You just tried to run before you could crawl. Learn how to crawl.
See through the dark, push through the rain, numb to it all, I'm acquainted with the pain.
AI, we have 1 game left this season. The question is, are you up for it? You can't learn it, it's just in there, piece of the soul.
I can make this set fire to social media.
Hey, Marcy, you gotta read on my lunch?
It's a classic 2K.
We're all here to have fun. I'm having a great time.
That is the difference between a player and a legend.
I know he's going to help you, but you're in my way.
What's your
name? Buy Xbox One, get NBA 2K19.
あいつか噂の新入りは。
ああ、最近世間を賑わせている最悪の世代の一人らしいぞ。奴があの麦わら。ようこそジェイルアイランドへ。
I've never been down there before. Down? Diving.
This is Alex.
What's up, man? Conrad.
Good to finally meet you, Conrad. This is Brad, by the way, my little bro.
So is everybody on board and ready to go?
Who wants to find some sunken treasure?
You good?
More or less.
What do you know about this wreck?
Just rumors.
It was insane. It was like traveling through time.
Should have never gone down to that plane in the first place. Oh, damn. Every single thing you bring back has an essence. I told you to leave everything down there alone. We have unexpected guests.
What are you doing?
Alex? Julia? Guys!
Rated M for mature.
The ray of light from the evil seed pierced the sky, its glow reaching as far as India. And here we find another person whose fate was entwined with the two swords.
Now arise. Take up your weapon and fight. Your life depends on it. If you can keep a hold of who you are, you will be able to stave off the chaos.
Do you really believe you can win?
I despise you. That's it!
For now, let's see what you're made of.
Join me.
The rest is in your hands.
I shall free humanity from the binds of fate!
Ooh, I'm getting goosebumps! Say that again! Where shall I begin? Bloodbath! Scream for me! Such beautiful sound! That can't be it, right? I wish Jolly'd choose more worthy opponents.
Croft is moving into your area. Find her.
Thermal goggles, gentlemen. I'll take point.
Priority 1, find Lara Croft. Croft, I know you're out there. Find her.
Is this our house? Did she see you?
Help us get out of here!
Have you seen my dog?
Hi! You reached
Raymond Hayes.
Catherine Hayes and Benjamin Hayes. Now please leave a message. Kat, are you there? It's been, what, it's been 2 weeks since I've heard from you? And I'm honestly completely freaking out. Hello? Anyone? Hello? Okay, I'm calling the cops. If you're in Fiji and forgot to tell me, I'm gonna be pissed.
Leave him alone. All right, should we dig in? Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Tell me, what'd you wish for?
Something scary. It's Big Ben! Benjamin! Daddy? Daddy? Tell me what to do. Please. Daddy! It's me, Ben! I don't know what to do. I'm by myself.
Something's gone wrong. Benji. Ben. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Daddy? Is that you?
I'm here, Benji. It's so good to hear your voice. Oh, God.
Dad, I'm scared. There's something here with me.
Stay calm, Ben. Now listen. Meet me at the garage.
Dad! It's coming!
Go to the garage, Ben. Get out of there now.
Dad!
Ben, can you hear me? Ben!
Access granted.
calm, you may notice a slight change in the environment. Fear not, it's all part of the plan. melting pot of the universe.
Greece hides many dangers. A land shaped by the gods, but shattered from within. Blood soaks the fabric of our society, and Hades has grown full. A world of danger lies in your path. Armies gather on the battlefields. Squalls swirl on hostile waters. And snakes lie in the darkness. If you fail, Greece is lost. So are you ready now?
The days of heroes are over.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Get the game 3 days early on October 2nd with Gold and Ultimate Editions.
Greece hides many dangers. A land shaped by the gods, but shattered from within. Blood soaks the fabric of our society, and Hades has grown full. Danger lies in your path. Armies gather on the battlefields. Squalls swirl on hostile waters. And snakes lie in the darkness. If you fail, Greece is lost. So are you ready now?
The days of heroes are over.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Get the game 3 days early on October 2nd with Gold and Ultimate Editions.
Yes, it's gamescom time again!
Hey dude, how's it going?
It's like nothing else.
Take a look.
We are happy to be here today to announce that Han Shouran will be coming to Xbox Game Preview.
We saw a lot of things in the trailer. We saw PvE, we saw PvP, we saw the awesome gothic western setting.
The trailer was beautiful. It's very sexy.
Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I went to meet with the development team behind PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds and walked away with brand new details on the upcoming 1.0 full product release. Take a look.
This is the Xbox Wireless Controller, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, limited edition.
Fantastic. So look at this, exclusive for Inside Xbox, the first time in the world anyone's seeing this. And the best thing is you can pre-order it right now.
2 years ago, we launched Xbox Design Lab. This year, we have 5 new camouflage options and 5 new shadow options.
But of course, you can do whatever you want. You can go as wild as you want, and I'm sure we'll see some amazing designs.
Feast your eyes on this. The Xbox One X 1TB Gold Rush Special Edition Battlefield 5 bundle. It will also include a code for the Deluxe Edition, plus a code for Battlefield 1943.
There is a new major add-on for State of Decay 2, the Daybreak Pack.
Yeah, it's very exciting. Your whole goal is to defend a Red Talon tech through waves of zombies that get increasingly harder.
It's a volcanic world, and it's much more perilous than any other part of the world that we put in, so you have to make a choice to venture to the Devil's Roar, which is the name of this area.
All right, so Forsaken Shores is literally on the horizon.
Yes.
I'm really excited because you have a beta coming up, or as they say in Europe, a beta.
It's going to be in October.
Yep.
It's coming to the Xbox One first. Yep. And all you have to do to be eligible is pre-order the game. That's it. And you'll be the first folks in the world to play Fallout 76.
This new environment, we're calling it the Taiga. You'll see some, there's some wolves.
There's a wolf.
Yeah, there's a bunch of new humans that you'll come across in this level, just like any of the other environments. We have so many new societies for you to encounter.
This is exclusive to Inside Xbox right here. You see this? He just switched over to the Buster Arm, which is Nico's way of trying to replicate the Devil Bringer. Boom! Devil May Cry 5 coming out March 8th, 2019.
The Master Chief Collection is 4 complete games in one tidy package. Improved matchmaking.
Offline LAN support.
Faster load times.
4K and HDR support September 1st.
We want to meet your expectations about living in this post-Soviet world that's all about apocalypse. Everything you experience in real life in similar situation, you get to experience in DayZ.
August 29th, that is right around the corner.
Dark Pictures Anthology is a series of standalone horror games where the choices that you make and the actions that you take define the stories that you get. And it's the very first time that we're announcing that we're bringing our games to Xbox.
Tell us more about the shareable world.
Basically, we're just matchmaking you with players. You are seeing other players where previously you'd have seen Drivatars. How can we get more personality into our world? It's by actually having real people. That's our genuine belief.
It has been an incredible experience here at Gamescom.
It's been amazing. We will see you next time on Inside Xbox.
us the way. I'm caught between the wind and parts of the unknown. A door between two worlds, a sight to see. It feels like everything is
It's called Sable, and it's like nothing else. If you're a fan of Studio Ghibli and 1980s European comics, then this game will feel both wonderfully familiar and absolutely unique. So Gregorius is here from Raw Fury to tell us a little bit more about the game. So how you doing, Greg? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Glad to be here at gamescom.
I mean, the art style is incredibly beautiful. Kind of reminds me of sort of early, not the movie Tintin, but the early kind of Tintin cartoons. Was that intentional?
Yeah, we were massively inspired by the clear line style of European comics, specifically Mobius, Tintin, and I mean, those stuff look great in kind of frames, but we had to animate it and bring it to life, so then we kind of looked at more Japanese animation, Studio Ghibli, Akira, and like just all sorts of anime, I guess, just to try and bring that stuff to life and make something so stylized feel like it really has a spirit and a soul.
So I suppose obviously the thing that will draw you into that, of course, is the character. Tell us a little bit about the main protagonist, Sable.
Yeah, Sable is this young girl. She's leaving her clan for the first time, and she's going on a rite of passage.
So it's kind of like a gap year, but like a bit better than just going to Thailand.
Yeah, yeah, a bit better than Thailand, or maybe worse. You're kind of in a desert, and you're.
I don't know. I feel like you'd learn more about yourself than by not going to Thailand.
Yeah.
Anyway,
True.
I digress.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Well, she has a hover bike, which is pretty cool. I'd like a hover bike to drive around the desert with, but she's leaving her clan, and she's basically going out to learn about the world, learn about herself, and kind of discover what's out there. Like, we really want to make everything about the game feel like it has a sense of wonder, a sense of mystery, and something to discover.
Something special then. People kind of naturally discover stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exactly my kind of game. You've got quite an eclectic team working with you on Sable. Tell us a little bit about the guys behind it, and of course the amazing music as well.
Yeah, so on the music side, we have Japanese Breakfast involved.
So
She's a fantastic artist, super excited to be working with her. We have Meg Jayanth writing for us. She wrote 80 Days. Martin Falle, he's doing the sound design. And Micah, who's doing our animation. And then Daniel and I, my business partner, we are kind of the core team members, and we work in a shed, so hence the name Shedworks.
Shedworks. I wondered where that was.
Yeah, and yeah, it's great. It's really nice. Like, it's really personal. We're making something that I think we are like hoping is an expression of this team. We have a lot of like nomads in our team. So the two of us work in a shed, but Michelle, Japanese Breakfast, she's kind of writing the music, and the two of us as she's traveling around the world. Meg is constantly between Bangalore and London, and yeah, it's really exciting.
It's kind of like a millennial kind of like Jack Kerouac on the road, and it feels like the team is very much like that, and the game is like that.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's really exciting to just make something that is an expression of us, and something that, yeah, like I said, is personal, is telling a story that we're making. We're not, you know, we're not procedurally generating a narrative or anything. We're trying to tell everyone about this specific character and what she's about.
Yeah, and obviously it's like, you know, as you play, you're putting yourself into that story and how you play, basically.
Yeah.
I'm sold. I think it's beautiful. Can you tell everyone when it's going to be coming out?
Yeah, late 2019 we're saying at the moment.
That's very generic. I was hoping for something a bit more specific, Greg,
sorry.
but all right, fine, I'll deal with that.
Now this is super cool if you're an Ori fan like I am. An all-new mode for Ori and the Will of the Wisps has been revealed here at Gamescom, Spirit Trials. Now Spirit Trials are courses that are spread throughout the game where players can take time away from the adventure to race by dashing, burrowing, grappling, and leaping alongside other players' ghosts to compete for a top score and in-game rewards. It's something out there for those speedrunners.
Lucas?
Yes?
What does he have in his blood?
There's an old story. It tells of the Prima Macula. The alchemists say it was the first evil, and that it silently travels in the blood of certain families. But something happened. The Great Break. And the Macula awoke. In Hugo's blood.
But what will it do to him?
The Macula cares for neither good nor evil. It evolves with its host. The change things. The world. You know, your mother and Laurentius were trying to help your brother.
But they failed.
No. I think they just ran out of time. This is it.
Hugo, wake up. Come on, we'll walk from here. It'll warm you up.
If we follow the aqueduct, we should arrive at Chateau d'Ambrage before nightfall.
What's that noise?
Nothing. It's just frogs, Hugo.
Frogs?
He seems well.
Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Froggy, there are so many. Look, they're
Aren't you cold?
A little, yes.
Hugo doesn't seem to mind.
He's keeping himself warm.
Yes.
Come back.
But he's too far for my liking. Hugo, where are you going?
Hey, look, I'm a knight.
An English shield. Where did you find that?
Over there, lying on the ground.
Listen, Hugo. Put that down. It's not for children.
Oh, you're no fun.
Come on, let's go.
Do you smell that?
Oh, it stinks.
Yes, it's horrible. follow the aqueduct.
Oh my goodness.
Amicia, do we have to walk on them?
I know, Hugo. But we don't have a choice.
Do you think we are hurting them?
Just keep moving, Hugo. Come on.
Unbearable. I feel sick.
Don't look. Concentrate on the aqueduct. Oh, the horse. Lucas?
I don't know.
Oh no! The rats! Keep away from them!
Amicia, they're everywhere! Hundreds of them!
I don't believe it!
There are people over there.
Those aren't soldiers.
What were they doing?
Those were looters, looking for things to steal.
But why?
To survive, probably. Like us.
Look!
A trebuchet. It's a weapon of war. Hugo, can you help?
Yes. Can do it.
Careful.
I did it.
Very good. You can come now. Well done.
Who's over there?
Into the grass, quickly. He mustn't see us.
Amicia, his lantern.
I understand.
He's coming.
horrible. But it worked. You can be sure they heard that.
What was that? Huh? Something's going on over there. Guys.
Oh no, soldiers!
Hey, probably best go check. Oh no.
We need to push. Let me help. But mind you don't get burned. Are stuck in the mud.
We have to leave it here. Come on.
What the hell are you doing? Holding still. Oh, this is proper horrible. Come on,
Wait, we'll never get through there.
Yeah, but still.
We'll find a way.
Anyway.
Over there, a torch. I might have a chance if I go
Yeah,
alone.
I suppose you're right.
Stay there. Not a sound. No problem.
Enough of this nonsense. You shit won't budge. You want me to try? Unbelievable. Why don't you try a different one? All over the place. Yeah, finally. Christ. All that for that.
You're a long time. Everything is fine. Right. That's good.
I'm following. They've got sticks in their dummies.
Don't look.
Stay behind your sister, Hugo. The tower.
Come on inside, quickly.
Help me!
Amicia, there's someone over there.
No.
Amicia, he's trapped. Shh. We have to keep moving.
Come on, go! About time!
Oh no!
Hey, what are you doing? Stop!
I'm sorry. We have to get out.
Amicia!
This way.
Hello, I'm Omar Shakir, the narrative director at Avalanche Studios New York, working on Just Cause 4. In our new game, Rico Rodriguez will hunt down the truth about his past on this fictional South American world of Solis. You'll still use Rico's wingsuit and parachute for traversal, but now we've added new wind currents. They enable you to glide through the world wherever you see them. Let's take a look at Rico's new grappling hook. All of its functionality from the previous games returns, but we've added multiple new features, including the ability to customize different loadouts. In our current setup, we have a powerful charge pulse that blasts objects apart when they meet. A major addition to the grappling hook is the ability to attach multiple airlifters to any object in our game. At the press of a button, the player can disable all airlifters, sending objects crashing back down to the ground. The boosters are back, but this time you can fire them from the grappling hook to remotely and precisely place them wherever you want. Let's get creative and use a combination of the boosters and airlifters. For example, we've taken a crane and cargo container and turned them into a rocket-powered wrecking ball. As you know, everything in Just Cause is always driven by physics, but in Just Cause 4, we've given you freedom that you've never experienced before. Now, by adding more airlifters and changing the placement of the boosters, we've made something completely different out of the same shipping container. A makeshift Zeppelin. Now, let's jump right into the action and check out some of the more extreme parts of the open world. In this mission, Rico's pursuing a massive tornado as it weaves a path of destruction throughout the grasslands. And this is the Storm Chaser, the only vehicle that allows him to do so.
All right, let's see what this thing can do.
Thanks to Avalanche's new Apex engine, everything you see, as well as the trajectory of every spiraling object, is being calculated in real time.
Take the Storm Chaser and get out of here. I'll get the Tornado back on track.
The Black Hand have taken over Solis's private airport. And to progress, Rico must take out the wind cannons that are holding the Tornado at bay.
Adios.
The player can take out the wind cannons in any way they choose. Right now we're using the railgun, one of the many new weapons in the game. And all these new weapons have a secondary fire option. So in this case, the railgun can shoot a powerful beam of energy, and it can also deploy a drone that will fight alongside Rico. You can even use this drone as a grapple point to propel yourself into the air. For the next cannon, let's get more creative and use some new features of Rico's grappling hook. That's all we're going to show today. It's just a small glimpse of what to expect in Just Cause 4. And there's plenty more to come when you play yourself on December 4th.
Will emerge. Today's episode, a new American dream. What separates man from beast? No, it's not his ability to tap dance. It is his desire to build. After thermonuclear war, man's towering industrial marvels may no longer stretch to the heavens. It then falls on you and the ingenuity of your fellows to rebuild the America we hold dear. Get started with Camps, the construction and assembly mobile platform. It's the workbench of tomorrow. Once established, your camp will not only provide you with much-needed shelter, but also the means to satisfy your hunger, quench your thirst, and even treat infection. The essential pillars of survival. Expand your camp by scavenging resources or mining raw materials the old-fashioned way. Then construct your home of the future. If your first home site is undesirable, use your handy camp to move it to a better location. With your home secure, you can now craft handmade ordnance at your leisure to give your altercations that personal touch. Or better yet, sell these homemade implements to your neighbors for profit. Remember, capitalism. It's the only thing keeping us from being communists. The world may have ended, but keeping up with the Joneses has not. Use those hard-earned profits to upgrade your dwelling. When your home looks important, you are important. Now you've learned how to forge the new American dream. You are completely prepared to rebuild the greatest nation in the world. As a hand-picked resident of Vault 76, it is your duty to carefully review your Vault-Tec-provided films yearly to fully prepare for the day when you will emerge.
Play the beta first on Xbox One.
Never felt better. You see that, Petra? Petra? Guardian? Must have knocked out the comm relays with that spectacular landing. And cue the ominous music. Okay, everybody. Back in your cages. I said, back in your cages! Yeah, that hurt. Sorry, not sorry. That's it. Now I'm pissed. Oh, is that really all you got? You help me out here, little buddy. Coming home, Ace.
Arcade is a new PvE experience, part of the For Honor Marching Fire expansion. It is a completely new way to experience the game, whether you are playing it alone or online with a friend. In Arcade, you will level up your heroes and upgrade your gear to reach the most challenging quests. Additionally, all progression earned in Arcade can be used in other multiplayer game modes. When entering Arcade, you will be able to select a quest. Quests are available in different rarity levels. The rarity level will affect the level of difficulty of the game and the number of chapters that you will have to beat to win the quest. You can match your gear with the recommended rarity level of the quest for a balanced experience, or be more adventurous and pick a quest that is above your current gear rarity for a greater challenge. Once the quest is selected, you will be thrown into a series of chapters. Offering infinite replayability, chapters deliver a new battle every time with varying objectives, enemies, locations, and modifiers. Modifiers are what makes Arcade so unique. They are positive or negative traits applied to your hero and your enemies. So maybe you will have to fight fire with fire, or draw some health from your enemies. With more than 30 modifiers to play with, you will always have to improvise and adapt your strategy. Arcade will be an ongoing experience, so keep an eye on our weekly quests to win special rewards. Arcade will be available to all owners of the For Honor Marching Fire expansion, available on October 16th, 2018.
Can somebody give me a real challenge?
Raiders. Some battles we have won and some we have lost. But we have hit the enemy hard. We have fought and bled together as brothers and sisters. They said we didn't stand a chance. A handful against the might of an entire army. Against monsters of nightmares. Here we still stand, stronger than ever. There are no words that can express my gratitude for your sacrifice, your friendship. You have fought like wolves, and my people will be forever in your debt. The enemy has learned to fear us. And now the war has reached a turning point. We will never give up, nor will we allow our planet and its precious Aleph energy to fall into the hands of these invaders. Prepare yourselves, Raiders. The victories of the past are behind us now. Today, the battle for the broken planet truly begins. For whoever controls the Aleph will come to dominate this universe, dominated as the mightiest, the ultimate Space Lord.
Hey everyone, I'm here with Joe Neat, executive producer at Rare. Joe, how are you, mate?
I'm very, very well indeed, yes.
Welcome back to Gamescom.
It's one of my favourite shows. All the fans, meeting people, it's amazing. The energy is incredible, and the scale, right? It's so huge.
Do you know what, it's funny you say that. It's been nice just hanging out with you for the last 15 minutes because so many Sea of Thieves fans have just come up to you and wanted to talk about the game. It's awesome,
It's great, isn't it? Asking when we're putting fishing in, like, that seems to be the common question. But
so
yeah.
what's the answer?
Like, we hear the feedback. We hear the feedback.
All right, good. So Cursed Sails has been out for about 3-4 weeks now?
3 weeks, yeah.
How's the community been responding to that?
Really great. Like, introducing skeleton ships into the world like we did with this kind of cool campaign with the different battles each week and this like side quest you can do as well, like about the kind of background of how these came into the world. Right. We love introducing new content in that way to Sea of Thieves, and so it's been great to kind of see how players have been getting on with this, the creative use of mechanics with the skeleton ships and stuff. So yeah, loads of great feedback and also stuff that we've learned, right? Like people going, you know, we put a lot of different commendations and things you could achieve, like reasons to replay into the game. And we set them at different times and different weeks, and for some of our players that was a little bit too much. And so it's like, okay, like for the next Sacred Shores campaign, we kind of dialing that back so that it's a bit more relaxed, a bit more chill. You've got more time and opportunity to go and do it and kind of take part in that campaign. So yeah, we're always learning.
So when you go from like you know, Cursed Sails to Forsaken Shores to whatever you've got lined up in the future, what are you learning about player behavior in each of those updates? Like with Cursed Sails, right, you've got alliances, you've got the skelly ships. What kind of behavior have you seen that
the alliances stuff has been amazing to see how that has influenced player behavior and just changed like the interaction with people out in the seas, because I play Sea of Thieves as a fan, right? Like, you know, I've got the best job in the world. Like, I get paid to be a fan of the game I work on. It's awesome. But so I was playing at the weekend, and whenever I go in now, I always put the Alliance flag on. So like anybody that sees me sees that shape of the flag, and like so I'm hoping that they're going to not be aggressive towards me. And a lot of the time, you know, you'll see someone will join your alliance or they'll shout to you over the speaking trumpet. So it's really great to be able to signal your intent from distance and just those human interactions and behaviours. It's so unique to what our game is, I think.
All right, so Forsaken Shores is literally on the horizon. Yes. What have you got coming up for us soon?
Yeah, so Forsaken Shores, loads of stuff, right? So, like I think we've got hopefully we've got some footage that we're going to be showing off around the world, right? And so it's a volcanic world, and it's much more perilous than any other part of the world that we put in. So you're still going to start in the parts of the world you currently start in, and you have to make a choice to venture to the Devil's Roar, which is the name of this area, right? And the volcanoes, like, sometimes they're going to be kind of dormant, they're not going to be going off, and so, but then you might get a little bit of tremors, a little bit of earthquake that gives you a signal that maybe something's not right on the island, and might lead you to now want to kind of maybe hide in a cave or get off the island and back to your boat and wait and see. It depends kind of what circumstances you're in, what stuff, like how much loot you've got and everything. But then if it does kick off, you've got like geysers which will fly you up into the air. If you're like running across the island, you can get pinged up into the air. You've got rocks raining down. The water gets superheated around the islands too. So it becomes, like if you swim through it, you're basically get cooked alive, right? And so that's why the rowboat is coming in alongside Forsaken Shores, which is you're going to find these in the world emergently, and you can then take it back to your boat and like dock it to your boat and take it with you. But like when that water's superheated, you can use the rowboat to kind of get through it, and you can fill it up with loot. And one of my favourite images actually from there was a video someone put together speculating about what they could do with this, and they just filled it with snakes and explosive barrels like the rowboat, and like you can just imagine just push that off sailing to another ship and like good luck. But I'm really looking forward to that creativity that players do with this. And so one other thing that's really cool that we're bringing in with the Forsaken Shores is a new quest for the merchants called cargo runs. So this is where you can take a cargo run on, you'll kind of get an ask from an NPC that will go, hey, I want you to deliver this stuff to this place in the world. And so there's like bottles of rum, which are a bit delicate, so if you're jumping around them, they're going to get damaged, lower in value, so you've got to keep them, kind of safe.
Protect
so don't get into a battle, right? You know, very important thing. Like cloth, expensive cloth, which you can't really get wet. If you get it wet, it reduces in value. So again, don't leave it on the top of the boat in a storm, but don't put it on the bottom, because if the water starts filling up. And then plants as well. So if you're taking plants across the world, you want to keep them wet so that they stay kind of healthy. So maybe you want to fill up the bottom deck of your boat and then just put the plants down there, like by taking some damage and then repairing it and not bailing. So it's going to be really interesting to see that, because I could come onto your boat, see your stuff, and I could do what I wanted. Like I could start pouring water on your cloth for a laugh, or I could steal it and take it because I'll be able to know where I need to take that. So it's like really cool for us to be introducing new ways to play, especially for the merchants, because our data and feedback tells us that that's the one people kind of wanted something new to kind of go and play with and stuff.
Absolutely. So. Have you got new build rat adventures?
We do indeed,
well?
yes. So that's coming after Cursed Sails, and that will be Cursed Crews. So that's where we introduce cursed cannonballs to the world. So they're going to be found emergently. We've upgrading our inventory system to allow you to manage different cannonballs and stuff. So finding one of those and using them on other players, you're going to see so much fun. Like the rudder ball, which locks your steering so you can't steer for a while. Yeah. I am going to use that when someone is sailing towards a giant rock or an island and to just watch the chaos ensue, right?
Love that.
We're bringing those in, and all the accommodations will be around it. But because a lot of them are going to be around combat and using cursed cannonballs, we're also bringing in the Reaper's Mark, which is a flag you can fly.
Okay.
And it will then put your ship on the map for everyone else in your world to see.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, bring it. Right,
Come on, have a go if you think you're hard enough.
Or it could be like the person that does our like loot and lore game show, like it's a member of our community that does this game show all the time. Amazing. Yeah. Like maybe he'll use it to put himself on the map so that people will see him and come to him, and he'll be like, no, I'm friendly. I'm doing a game show.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's like...
Joe, you've got an amazing Sea of Thieves community as well, you just mentioned there. I know there's someone in your community that you want to give a shout out to on the show, right?
Absolutely. So got this tweet a couple of days ago. So Liam, who is 7 years old, has become Pirate Legend recently. And for us to be able to create a game like this, a multiplayer game like Sea of Thieves, and it's a long kind of way to get to Pirate Legend. He has played the game for a lot, and so to have a 7-year-old playing an online game like this and have played it for so long and to become a legend in our game, like kudos to Liam.
Absolutely, I think we should both give him a salute.
Indeed.
Here's to you, Liam.
Boom.
Well played. All right, Joe, thank you so much. Tell us when Forsaken Shores will be hitting the seas.
Yes, so it will be hitting the seas on September the 19th, which coincidentally is International Talk Like a Pirate Day. So it all just converges, doesn't it? So,
Jeff's going to be delighted.
Indeed, yeah.
All right, Joe, thank you very much for your time, as always, mate. And don't forget, you can play Sea of Thieves right now with Xbox Game Pass. Let me try and get my words out. I think I've been on that wrong. Right, it's going to be tough waiting for Forsaken Shores. It looks absolutely brilliant. Thanks, Joe.
That's right, there is a new major add-on for State of Decay 2, the Daybreak Pack, and let me tell you when it arrives, September 12th. And now, Ricari and I, nice shirt. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
we should have coordinated, but I think it ended up all right.
You have great taste. And we have Wonder Russell from Undead Labs. Thanks so much for joining us to talk about this big State of Decay 2 news.
Sure is.
Well, first of all, the big news is this is her second show. Yeah. Wonder is now a two-time guest, and you've done Redmond and International, so hey, high five for that.
I'm very excited.
We get a blazer after 3 shows.
Can't wait for my pin.
All right, well, why don't you tell us about the Daybreak Pack?
Yeah, Daybreak Pack, entirely new mode for State of Decay 2. It's very exciting. There's also a ton of unlockables for your community. You play as a really well-equipped elite Red Talon soldier. So you drop in, and your whole goal is to defend a Red Talon tech through waves of zombies that get increasingly harder.
So we're seeing this now. This is brand new footage from Gamescom. There's a demo that folks are playing right now behind us. And what you can see is like, there's quite a bit different, especially your location.
Yes, it's a new map. You don't use your own community, so you're not going to lose any precious survivors.
Wait.
Oh,
I
yes.
have to ask, since my likeness appears in the game. You said a Red Talon soldier, not your own community?
Not your own community. I know.
All right.
Maybe if you keep leveling up those fighting skills.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's good because it's a completely different type of thing. So how does Daybreak work?
Daybreak works, so you spawn in as a Red Talon soldier. So there is permadeath, but if you die, you'll respawn as a new soldier in about 13 seconds.
And they don't look like you, so you don't have to worry about it.
Great. Yeah, I can
Super
lose
helpful.
those characters.
Yes. You have the best gear, and you are defending a fortified position. It's kind of like siege defense mode, protecting the technician who's working on an uplink to the Clio satellite system. So Clio is something we introduced in Year 1 Survival Edition. So she controls a drone and satellite network. She's helping you with the fight. She's calling in airstrikes and leaving drops for you in the field.
Now, you mentioned gear. Is it safe for me to assume that there are new weapons and equipment?
Absolutely. All new weapons, great gear, including unlockables for your community, 9 new ranged weapons, 6 new melee weapons, 6 new consumables, different kinds of explosives, mines you can trigger, really going to help you out.
There's so much stuff. I got to ask, do you have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite? There is an axe that I love, and it takes a lot of stamina, but you just swing that and you feel like a badass. It's awesome.
So seeing some of this B-roll or some of this footage here, which we just saw, we saw what looked like a new freak.
That's right. So this is something that the fans have been speculating might exist, and we're really excited to bring it to Daybreak, the Blood Plague Juggernaut.
All right, so the Juggernaut already like the cause of probably worldwide
mayhem,
millions
many
of
deaths.
ripped apart.
No, I run. I hear that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm out of there.
So
he's even tougher than the regular Juggernaut, and he's infected with blood plague. So you absolutely can die, even though the whole experience, if you were to survive all 7 waves, they get increasingly harder and longer. But if you were to survive, it's maybe about a 45-minute experience. You can die of blood plague in that time. Easy.
So let's talk about the connection between Daybreak and your community. So there's some really great rewards for playing Daybreak.
Absolutely. Yeah, so the more waves you survive, the longer you play, the more prestige you earn, which is going to be the in-game currency for unlocking those in your base game. So you can call in Red Talon bunks and barracks, Red Talon watchtower that gives you more passive defense than a regular watchtower, crafting station. You can even recruit one of the Red Talon elite soldiers to come into your community. They have their own set of skills that are just maxed out. They can even become a leader, and not just a warlord, which I think is really cool.
I'm excited. I'm ready to go. That's September 12th, yeah?
Yeah, it is. And I just think you're excited that you can play and not worry about
if I'm losing my character.
Yeah, and and it's co-op as well. Drop in, drop up to 4 players, and if you can also play it single player, and you'll have 2 NPCs to go with you, which really helps.
That's awesome. It does. We played it, and it's a lot of fun, and I can't wait to be able to spend those points on some cool new Clio gear in my main game. All right, cool. Thank you, Wonder, for joining us here, and we'll be playing on September 12th. There's lots of big Xbox news here at Gamescom, but we've got news for you PC gamers too, with our announcement that 5 great games will be available soon on Steam and on PC Disc. First up, Recore Definitive Edition, an action-packed adventure in which charming robotic companions and tough platforming are your key to saving humankind. Super Lucky's Tale is a delightful 3D platformer that follows the adventures of a brave fox named Lucky on his quest to help his sister rescue the mysterious Book of Ages. Disneyland Adventures allows Disney fans of all ages to explore Disneyland Park, embarking on quests, meeting characters, and you don't even have to wait in line. In the 3D platforming game Rush, a Disney Pixar adventure, fans can visit the worlds of 6 beloved Disney Pixar films to solve puzzles and uncover hidden secrets. Finally, you can create the zoo of your dreams with Zoo Tycoon Ultimate Animal Collection. My Ultimate Animal Collection Zoo would be probably 3 different types of wombats. They're all in the game, and it's on PC.
Right, it's my favorite time of Gamescom. I am here with Ralph Fulton from Playground Games. Ralph, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, how are you?
What do you think of our stage this year?
I love it, yeah. It's a good look for the show, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I wish we were a bit closer to your McLaren Senna over there. Thank you for bringing it back again.
You know you're not allowed any closer than you've been. Rules.
I got in at E3 and then got into trouble retrospectively because apparently like everyone else was starting to try and get into it. And I was like, it wasn't my fault.
It's a problem. It's a problem.
Anyway, Forza Horizon 4, it's coming up very fast now.
Isn't it? Yeah, we're on the train now, aren't we? So yeah, we're here at Gamescom. We have got a bunch of things that we're showing people for the first time, a bunch of things we're talking about for the first time, as well as obviously recapping some of the big things about the game. There's so many big, exciting things about the game. As we talked about at E3, it's in Britain, which is awesome. Seasons is a huge component of the game. We're doing a little bit about that, showing people more of what the world looks like in different seasons. But yeah, we've got big news about how the online works in the game, and specifically we're talking about some of our truly competitive PvP modes in the game.
Wicked. Well, let's talk about some of that. We've got some nice gameplay up here. Nice Cosy there. Good,
it's lovely, that car, actually. I think that's actually one of the cars that you will get fairly early on in the game, and honestly it's just a blast to drive. And yeah, I think what we're looking at here right now is a pretty newly revamped PvP multiplayer mode called Team Adventure. So if you are familiar with previous Horizon games, as I know you are,
absolutely.
Online adventure has been the way you go and compete with others in Horizon games online. And the format has been broadly similar for the last couple of games in that it's all about the open world. It's all pretty seamless, you know, so you don't have to wait in lobbies, you're always driving, you're always in control of your car. And it takes you on a bit of a tour around the world, and you'll do races, or you'll do games, or you'll do a mixture of both, depending on what you've chosen. That format is great. What we've done this time is a couple of things. One, we have made it like genuinely skill-based, genuinely competitive, you know, so the person who is first will be in first, you know. Skills doesn't augment that anymore, clean racing doesn't augment that anymore. Okay. So it's a real test of skill in this kind of competition. And then the second one is reflected in the name. It's now called Team Adventure. That's what we're looking at here. So everything about this mode is now team-based.
Right. So the points are based on how your teammates are performing just as much as about how you're performing as well, right?
I think that's absolutely key, and it's the root of why we've made this decision and gone in this direction. The problem with online racing sometimes is that if somebody gets out in front, they're pretty certain they're going to win. You know, it's kind of a foregone conclusion, and other people can, you know, become a little bit less engaged in the game. You know, maybe they quit out of the game. Nobody wants that. It's not good for anybody in the game. With team racing, you know, maybe you're not the fastest in the field, but even just battling for second last, you know, you could get the points which, you know, are pivotal for your team that actually you end up winning as a team. So everybody can make their contribution, kind of regardless of skill. You know, everybody gets to make their contribution and help the team, and now everything is team-based within the game.
You know, to play into that, I love the communication that you've now got, right? You've got these little emotes and communication lines that you can send to your teammates.
Absolutely, quick chat is new for the game. It's brilliant in the shared world. You know, you're just tootling around the world. It's great to, you know, to chat to other people. You get a whole different set of quick chat messages that you can equip for a game like this, for a Playground game. We're watching what is Survivor mode right now. So you have a different set of messages that you can fire off, as I'm sure you'll see some of the players in this footage doing, just to add a little bit of gamesmanship, you know, a little bit of fun to the proceedings.
But it's important to say as well, like, if players for whatever reason aren't motivated by competition or PvP, or they just want to get into the beautiful world you've created but not have other players in there, they can set it up that way, right?
Absolutely, yeah. And I think, you know, we really think about making Horizon as a game for everyone. You know, we have so many different player types, so many different player tastes. And yeah, you're absolutely right. There's some people that say to me, I just don't want to play in a shared world. I want to play offline on my own. You can absolutely do that. It's as easy as clicking a button in the pause menu, and then you will play an experience very similar to Forza Horizon 3. You know, so your world will be populated with drive avatars rather than real players. And it's as easy as, you know, just pressing that button. that's also great for you and I. You know, if our maybe our internet goes down at home, a lot of games they're going to kick you out to the pause menu or to the main menu when that happens. Horizon 4 deals with it very elegantly, very seamlessly, and just basically transitions you into being in an offline state for as long as your internet is down.
All right, good. So flipping back to PvP and competition, what other modes have you got in there for those players?
So you will have, in fact, you just said to me off stage, you recognise that as Infected.
Right.
It's actually a team-based version of Infected. So what we've gone and done, racing takes care of itself. Team-based racing, you kind of understand how that's going to work. If you think about our games like Infected and King and Flag Rush, what we really wanted to do was introduce an element of team play, of cooperation, so that it's not just about the guy who tags the most infected people. Rather, it makes it about the team, so that there's that teamwork aspect, and the best team is the one that triumphs in the end. We've done that with all the modes there. So Infected becomes Survivor. It's now a round-based game. So one team starts as the Survivor, one team starts as the Infected. Right from the start, one goes at the other team. The twist is that if you are a survivor and you get infected, one of your teammates who's not infected can heal you.
Nice.
So there's a real back and forth sort of push-pull dynamic to the game, which is totally new. It's incredibly fun. We've done that with each of the games to make sure that teams want to work together, they communicate. And I really see that when we launch this game, I think there's going to be people, not everybody, but some people who really go all in on teams. They build their own team, their identity, their team badge, the outfits they wear when they compete.
Right.
And for them, there's a Grandmaster League, which is like the best players in the world. I think a lot of people are going to be striving to get there. I can't wait to see how quickly somebody actually gets up to that skill level.
Fantastic. Now, so you've obviously created this amazing world, beautiful, historic Britain. Tell us more about the shareable world and how you can actually share that with other players.
Yes, absolutely. So when you're driving around and you haven't opted out, as I described, basically we're just matchmaking you with players. So you are seeing other players where previously you'd have seen drivatars. And I think drivatar technology has served us incredibly well. It does that brilliant thing of injecting personality into your world. How can we get more personality into our world? It's by actually having real people. That's our genuine belief about how that works. And we see this in the studio as we scale up our testing and fill our world with real people. Real people do crazy things, they do fun things, they do unexpected things. And even if you only play like in the mindset of a solo player, you just go about your races, you do your PR stunts and what have you. I think they'll add some color, some vibrancy to the world, which just wasn't there before.
Fantastic. Ralph, thank you so much for your time as always. Have a great week at Gamescom. And personally, I just wanted to say thank you for putting Edinburgh in the game.
My pleasure.
A dream come true.
Thanks, sir.
All right. As you can tell, I'm super excited for Forza Horizon 4, surprise, surprise. So surely, there must be a Forza Horizon 4 console bundle, right, Larry?
Well, there's bundles, all right, Graham, but right now I got myself into this thing. This is I had to break out the gloves for this. This is the McLaren Senna, which is the $1 million cover car for Forza Horizon. I had to wear the gloves for this thing. They're going to take the keys away from me. This thing is unbelievable. There's only 500 made, but it is the cover car for Forza Horizon 4. Chris Bishop is here to join us. Chris from the Forza team, great to see you.
Great to see you, Larry.
Now, this is an amazing vehicle.
Yep, it's
What can you tell us about this?
They're only making 500 of them. It's the perfect car to be the cover car of Forza Horizon 4 because the handling and the aero is just out of this world.
Now, we're here to show off this amazing hardware, but we have Xbox hardware to show as well, right? What do we have here?
So, happy to announce a Xbox One S, $299, comes with Forza Horizon 4, of course. 1 month Game Pass, 2 weeks of Xbox Live Gold. Great value, $299, and it'll be available at launch October 2nd.
This is one of the cheapest ways to get this car.
Great value.
More or less.
Yeah, digitally
but that's not all.
We got more, yeah.
What do we have here?
So this is the Xbox One X bundle, and includes both Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Motorsport 7.
Right.
1 month Game Pass, 2 weeks of Xbox Live Gold. Both, of course, come with the wireless controller, so 2 great options for new Xbox customers.
To get yourself into Forza Horizon 4, which comes out when?
October 2nd, and both the bundles will be available at launch.
This is fantastic. I know I'm really excited about this game. It was great to see Ralph and Graham together again up on stage. I am so excited for this game. It looks beautiful. I'm going to give this back to you because I got to throw it back to the stage and get back into my car. Chris, thank you so much.
Hey, kid, I'm putting together a crew.
You in? That's yes.
Julie, spare this one for later use.
Don't push your luck.
Get ready.
Whoa, 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 easy.
Seems like this adventure ends here.
What are you doing?
Like I told you, we're fine. This time, really.
Product not yet rated.